Okay, so now we have found possible solutions for the first three problems. Now let's go to the fourth one, boredom and lack of motivation. And this represents my current research interest. So to solve that problem, my current research interest is based on two things, card games and board games. So this is an example of a card game that I'm working on right now. So it has some information about Taiwan. This is a country card for Taiwan, and then eventually I'm going to incorporate a flag, a map of Taiwan, and then some information about Taiwan. So this is an example of a country card. So you might ask me, why card games and board games? Do these things have anything to do with my previous research on medical word lists, on corrective feedback, on speaking tests? I'll be the first to admit that no, they don't necessarily have anything to do with each other. However, it is also important to realize that it is because of having written papers on different topics that I was able to find my true passion, my true research passion, and it is in card and board games. So why card and board games specifically? Number one, again, I want to find different ways to make learning English more fun for students. Second one is, why not CALL? Why not computer assisted language learning? It's very popular, right? Well, for me, there are a few reasons. The first reason is I want to reach students living in all the far-flung areas. Can you imagine a student who's learning English in a far-flung area? He or she has no access to the internet or to the computer. So how can that student benefit from computer-assisted language learning? So I guess the only way for that person or for that student to benefit is to give that student something that is not electronic or something that is not computer-based. Another reason why I am trying to shy away from computer-assisted language learning is because it's very popular, so a lot of people are doing that. And finally, the most important reason is because I feel like a lot of teenagers, their eyes are always glued to the screen. So I want these teenagers to find an alternative way to have fun while learning English, but interact with other people at the same time. I don't want them to have fun and look at the screen. I want them to have fun and interact with people, specifically people in their family. Because if you can imagine, parents need to be involved in their children's education. And if parents play games with their children, play games like this with their children, then there's going to be more parental involvement, more interaction. Then their relationships will get closer also. So these are the reasons why I decided to shy away from computer-assisted language learning. Another reason is because we know that the Ministry of Education has been pushing for this, interdisciplinary learning. So by creating board games and card games, it's very easy to promote interdisciplinary learning. For example, the game that I just talked about. Here's another country card for Spain. It incorporates two subjects, geography and English. So maybe in the future, we can create other games that incorporate another subject. For example, history and English, or civics in English, chemistry and English. So this is just the start of something hopefully big. I don't know. Now, what specifically about card games and board games do I want to study? Number one and number two, we already know that. We already know that it is effective. Playing games is effective. Kids love games, so they will be more motivated to learn English, or they will forget about the fact that they are learning. Number two, we already know that games have benefits. Games can lower the affective filter. They make students feel less nervous about learning a new language. So these are the things we already know. But 3, 4, and 5, these represent the things that we don't know yet, and these represent the things that I want to research specifically. The first one is how to incorporate other subjects. The second one is how to maximize the effects of these games. We know that they are effective, but how much time should we spend on these games, for example? And this is related to the fifth question. How much time should be spent in class, specifically in Taiwan, because we are such a test-centered society. So, because tests are important, we also need to determine how much time teachers can spend playing these games in the classroom.